Is your real estate database organized in a simple manner that allows you to know how you should be marketing to your contacts? No? No worries. In today's video, that's exactly what we're going to be going over. And by the end of this video, you will have 4 categories that you can use to simply organize your database. I'm Amanda Davidson. If this is the first time we've met, welcome to my channel. Please hit that subscribe button and tap that bell for notifications so that you'll be the first to know when a new video is uploaded each week. Having an organized database or CRM, whichever you use or however you refer to it, can truly be the difference in tens of thousands of dollars in your business. If your database is a mess and disorganized, chances are you're either not marketing to it at all or you're not marketing to the different segments appropriately. As an example, I'm not going to communicate the same way that I would with a client that I've worked with 5 times over the past 15 years as I would with an online lead that just came into my CRM who I have never spoken to or met before in my life. You have to talk to your people the appropriate way through the appropriate channels. And the only way to do that consistently and successfully is with an organized database. But that can be easier said than done because for some reason in real estate, it becomes very complicated and there are so many layers and we're referring to people by A's, B's, and C's, which is just weird to me because we would never do that. You know, I wouldn't see my past client Joe and say, hey, you're an A or, oh, you're a C. And then we have all of these added layers. We might have one category, but then there's 10 subcategories below it. And it just makes marketing and keeping in touch way too complicated. So after watching today's video, you're gonna walk away with 4 categories for your database. We're keeping it super simple and it needs to stay super simple because that will help you stay consistent in your marketing. Category 1 in my database is VIPs. And these are all of my past clients, the ones that I want to continue working with. Not everybody becomes a VIP. There are certainly clients in my past who I have no interest in working with again, and I do not market to them moving forward. But if it was a healthy relationship, the transaction went well, there was mutual respect, and I would like to continue to nurture that relationship, any past client goes into my VIP category. That makes it very straightforward because I know those are people that know, like, and trust me, and I know, like, and trust them. We already have a rapport, so their marketing is a little bit different than what I would be sending to even friends and family or people that I have never met before and they're just part of my lead generation segment. VIPs are past clients that you want to keep in touch with. You want to remember their home anniversary. Hopefully you had them fill out an information sheet and you have their birthdays and you can contact them on their birthday or their anniversary or if they have pets. You want to get to know these people on a deep level so that you can customize your marketing to them. No blanket approach. VIPs are VIPs for a reason. You want to nurture them and maintain those relationships. Category number 2 is my sphere of influence. And if you aren't sure what defines a sphere of influence, I'll link the card up here so that you can watch a video on what a sphere of influence actually is. In a very condensed form, sphere of influence are people that you have actually met. Doesn't have to be in person, but you have connected with them and had a conversation online, text, group coaching. You know these people. They're not randoms that you've never had any type of communication with in the past. And sphere of influence is a very important category because this is the category that you constantly want to be adding to. If you're going to networking events, you always want to be adding that contact information as soon as you come back from the event so that you can continue to nurture relationships with these individuals. Sphere of influence are people that they already know you in some shape or form. So your odds of being able to continue that relationship and nurture it to a mutually beneficial, in a mutually beneficial manner, whether that is exchanging referrals, if they're also in a similar field, or helping them in some type of way and vice versa. These are relationships that you want to continue to make deeper in then they may possibly turn into business for you. But it's people that you know in some shape or form, not just randoms that you've never met before. Category number 3 in my database is contacts I have not met before. And some of you might be thinking, well, how do you have their contact information if you've never met them before? So in my case, my have not met category is a neighborhood that I farm that is close to where I live. So I've purchased their contact information. I mail them every single month, but I have never actually had any communication back from these individuals. Now, if someone does respond back to a mailer, then they're moved out of this category. This is strictly for anyone whose contact information you have, but you have never actually met, meaning not necessarily in person again, but you've never had any reciprocal communication from them. This is actually a fairly small section of my database, and it really should be a small section for everyone's database unless you're farming a massive amount of neighborhoods, because the goal for your database in this category is to be able to get a connection with them, get communication going, and then you're going to dump them into one of the other 3 categories that we're covering today. Category number 4 is newly met leads. And again, met does not have to be in person. It can be, but these are leads that I have had some type of communication with. So if I held an open house and I got their contact information there, well, I have had communication with them. So they would go in this bucket. If there's an online lead who I've been emailing with, that would go into this bucket. Anyone that you have had some type of communication with about real estate is going to go into this 4th category. They are going to get marketed to very differently than, say, category number 3 with people that you have never met before. So this keeps everyone separate in their individual buckets, and it allows you to also update your contacts when the relationship moves to a different step. You could have someone that you've never met before. They start off in category 3, and then they respond to your mailer. You have a conversation. They move into newly met, and then you could list their house and they move into your VIPs. The whole structure of why I set these categories up the way that I did, and so basic as far as who goes in which category, is so that it can evolve through the relationship process. You can have anybody that you've never met before move through any of these categories easily and keep it organized. There is no one size fits all. My best advice to you for organizing your database is 1, do it, make it happen today, yesterday if you could. It is a must in order to keep your business organized and growing. And number 2, don't complicate it. Don't have, VIPs and then, dog lovers or has kids or lives in this neighborhood. It can just get messy so quickly. Have a notes section for each contact, whether that's in your CRM or even if you're just using Excel or Google Sheets. No problem. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Keep a notes section with more details if there's something that you want to make sure that you remember about a certain contact. Don't make it complicated as far as when you are making the categories for contacts and leads. Keep that very simple, and that way you can keep everything organized and up to date and know exactly which marketing should be going to which category. If you need help getting your database organized, don't hesitate to reach out. I'd be happy to take a deeper dive on this subject with you. You can drop me a comment below, or you can always message me on Instagram. You will find me at Amanda S. Davidson. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. And until then, take care.